I'm going to 6 games in 100 hours with one challenge to prove that I can get a selfie with every mascot that I see. And boy, does this video somehow get very intense. And our first location is a Penn State soccer game, and I'll be traveling across the country for this challenge with each game getting crazier and crazier.
While we're waiting to see if the mascot is here, there's actually one other game going on right now and then another starting in like 20 minutes. So we need to hustle across campus to the volleyball game and then go to the basketball game. Think about it, there's 3 different Penn State games going on at the same time, which means, are there 3 mascots? Let's find out.
So I actually live on Penn State's campus, and there's like 10 different stadiums there. So we're gonna have to bike across campus, and all 3 games are happening at the same time, which means we only have 2 hours to hit up all 3 stadiums. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. At the first game, when we got there, we didn't see the Nittany Lion mascot, and it was pouring rain, but it also was a playoff game, so I thought he might have been maybe hidden somewhere. And the whole reason why I'm doing this challenge is because 1, I just love mascots, but 2, I want to prove that mascots should be easier to reach.
We want the lion.
I think everyone who attends a sporting event deserves a selfie with a mascot. And the 3 mascots I'm looking for in the next 100 hours are the Penn State Nittany Lion, the Carolina Panther, whose awesome name you'll find out later in this video, and the Charlotte Hornets mascot named Hugo the Hornet. And honestly, I'm very curious to know if there are 3 Nittany Lion mascots at all 3 Penn State games happening right now. Well, we shall find out. Like, do they have 3 different people in 3 different mascot costumes each at a game? Or does one go from game to game? Or does the same mascot have 3 clones? Or is it a holograph? Or is the mascot secretly a very well put together animatronic?
The half just ended, so I think tickets are free now, which is amazing. I think the mascot is here. It's raining. There's 2 other Penn State games going on right now. Any word? Is that the basketball game? What about the volleyball one?
Might be a second one there, but he's definitely not coming here.
Okay, so there's 2 mascots.
And that killed a little bit more time than I would have liked, so that means the volleyball game is probably ending pretty soon.
I don't know if we're gonna make it. We've got to hustle. This game, it's already been going on for like an hour 45. It's probably about to end soon. It's women's volleyball. This volleyball game is probably about to end in like 10 minutes.
And we were going to make it on time until...
Both tires flat, but we found a pump inside of these stalls. We didn't think it worked, but then we just tightened it and it worked. We did it.
Yes, sir. Ready to back on the road.
Thank you, Finley Commons.
All right, we made it. Rec Hall. Here it is. The famous Rec Hall. Penn State used to play their basketball here, by the way.
One of the most iconic and oldest stadiums ever. By the way, Penn State basketball just had a game here, and I was able to storm the court. That was sick. So we got there, but we started to have some issues getting in.
They're locked? Are you serious? I guess they're not selling tickets anymore. Oh, this one's open. Okay.
Yeah, then they sent me to media.
I was trying to see if today's sports was on the credential list and try and finesse credentials. Didn't work. Student ticket time. Student tickets?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, come on in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We finally made it inside, and we found free pizza, which is always a W. And the atmosphere was surprisingly electric, but no mascot in sight. Honestly, might have been the most electric game of the night, even beating the basketball game. But of course, there was only one thing on my mind.
Where is the lion? Where is the lion?
At least I finally found my dad. And I did low-key forget that I had this Feastables bar in my pocket. By the way, Crunch is easily the best flavor, and that's a fact. If you don't think it is, just debate me in the comments. It simply is. If you disagree, you're wrong. We did a loop around the stadium, and there was no lion in sight. So after volleyball, we biked over to the Penn State men's basketball game.
And we finally made it inside the Bryce Jordan Center. And you're probably wondering, man, why does Penn State have so many stadiums? I think they literally have like 10. It's kind of crazy.
And I'm considering doing a video where I rank every single one, so let me know if you think I should in the comments. All right, so no mascot at the soccer game, no mascot at the women's volleyball game. There has to be the mascot at the basketball game, right? So we made it inside, and bang, mascot inbound. Cue the tense music. My opportunity was here. I saw the mascot, and we... Yeah, after all that biking around, we were tired, so we went to bed, and the next morning, we went into the 2nd largest stadium in America, which happens to be just a few minute walk from my apartment, which is crazy, to watch Penn State football play Rutgers. So I got to the stadium, and look who I found. I ran into some of my best friends who I run a sports media business with called Today Sports, which is actually the channel you're currently watching this video on. And we're pretty new to this YouTube thing, so subscribe if you're new. We'd love to have you around for the journey. We'll be doing more stadium tours like this. And right outside the stadium, we were doing a Gatorade Fast Twitch sampling event with the Gatorade reps. Yeah, it's crazy. We've got the best job in the world, hands down. God is so good. And once our Fast Twitch tailgate wrapped up, it was time to head inside. And might I say, as a Penn State fan, every single time I enter through this tunnel, I get the chills.
Considering getting a chicken basket, they're like world famous here. They're cracked. but I also might get some Philly Pretzel Factory. We'll see.
Once I got into the stadium, I wanted to make it a side mission to find one of my favorite foods ever, Philly Pretzel Factory. And I actually recently did a tour of this very stadium that you can find on my Instagram and our Penn State Sports TikTok, where we rank the top 3 foods you can get inside the stadium. So check that out after this video if you haven't already.
All right, I probably got to get a chicken basket later. You can't find the Philly Pretzel Factory. Let's keep looking.
After all that tailgating, I was really hungry, but I couldn't find the pretzels. So I opted for this $11 slice of pizza. And here's my best attempt at a Dave Portnoy review.
I got my food, but there's nowhere to eat it. I don't know where to go. Do I go here? Should I eat it in there? Like I need to hold my phone up. $11 for this. It's been like 3 minutes. It's already kind of cold. All right, it's not that bad. It's pretty good. Not amazing though. I'll give it like a 6.6. It's all right.
Yeah, I'm not a pro. Of course, the second I finished my pizza slice is when I found the Philly pretzels. And even though I just ate, I couldn't help but grab some. They're just so good. Nothing better than Penn State football with a side of some Philly pretzels. Now, you might be wondering, well, Justin, in a stadium with 110,000 people, how in the world do you plan on getting a selfie with the Nittany Lion? Well, I've got a plan. One of my best friends, Juwan, is a diehard Penn State football fan who sits front row every single game. He's a part of this thing called Nittanyville, where they literally camp out the entire week before and they run into the stadium. It's kind of sick. So at halftime, my plan is to sneak up into the front row to visit him and hopefully get a selfie with the Lion.
You missed it. I cried when I walked in. You could ask him. I cried.
Yeah, as you can see, Juwan is pretty sad because this is his final football game as a Penn State student. And for his final game, I had to ensure that we got this selfie with the Lion. Yeah, Juwan's literally like the biggest Penn State football fan you'll ever meet. I even got Juwan and his friends in on the action, and they were just as eager to get the selfie as I was.
Yo, let me get a selfie. Yo.
And thankfully, my plan was a success. Not only did we get a selfie with the Lion, but he also stole my phone and ended up taking a video selfie with all of us. Yeah, I might have to sit front row a little bit more next season after such a crazy experience like this. This is sick. Now that we finally got our first selfie with the mascot, it was time to fly to Charlotte for both the Panthers versus Cowboys game and the Hornets versus Celtics game. I got to the airport and the Panthers game was in literally 3 hours, so I was praying for no delays or anything with the flight. I only have about 30 minutes until my flight completes boarding, so I had to hustle up to not miss it. And just when I thought I was about to make it through security and be able to run to my gate, I got stopped. They stopped me to check my bag, they had to pat me down, and little did they know that I literally had an NFL game to be at in just 3 hours, and I can't miss this 2-hour flight. They finally let me through, and we were headed to Charlotte. I met up with my girlfriend Kenzie, and we headed straight to the stadium from the airport. What was supposedly a 25-minute drive from the airport to the stadium turned into about a 2-hour drive with Sunday traffic.
Yeah, it's bad. We've been stuck here like an hour. There's still 40 minutes left. The game starts in 9 minutes.
And we were getting closer and closer, but I got pretty scared because the parking lot was completely full and parking was set at $80. With the tickets already being $200 plus fees and expected parking rate of over $80, my wallet was crying. And I was about to be crying too because I was questioning if we were even going to be able to get a picture with the Panthers mascot.
Just taking an L here.
And this had me thinking, does anyone even know what the Panthers mascot name is? Panthy the Panther? Carolina Reaper? Honestly, I have no idea. We're gonna have to ask once we get inside. After all that driving, we finally got to a parking garage, and to my wallet and I's surprise, the parking was thankfully only $40. Thank you, Jesus. I genuinely don't know how this is possible because our garage was actually closer to the stadium than the $80 parking was. But hey, as this extremely kind parking lady says,
Amen! Let's go!
we headed inside, and our first order of business was to find out the mascot's name. So I got to asking around.
Yo, do you know where he would be? The mascot. Okay.
And to my surprise, the Panthers might just have one of the best mascot names in all of professional sports. Are you ready? Are you ready? Sir Purr. Come on, you cannot tell me that's not the most lit thing of all time. As I consider myself a mascot enthusiast, I can assure you that this name is a first of its kind. If there's a better mascot name in the NFL, please comment it below. Hey, at least the Panthers have something that they're good at. However, when you're dealing with the coolest mascot in sports, something that we learned very, very quickly is that it wasn't going to be very easy to find him. Yeah, we went around asking everyone. We could not find him anywhere.
It's like Purr something, I don't know.
Sir Purr.
That's right.
Is he a good or bad mascot?
He's all right. He's probably top 10.
Okay, quick question. What is the Panthers mascot name?
Sir Purr.
Okay. And why is he called that? I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Do you like him?
He's chill, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen him once today.
Really?
Where is he?
I don't know.
Does he not come out during games?
When they lose now.
Okay. What's the best place to get a picture with him? Like a selfie.
Oh, that won't happen.
This employee even said it was impossible to get a selfie with Sir Purr, so we made it a mission of ours to prove her wrong. Before that, however, we had to take a pit stop into the team store and ended up finding this $10,000 diamond football and this $500 WWE Panthers belt. Yeah, this store was sick, and there were so many amazing goodies to choose from. But for those of you who haven't seen my series where I review NBA stadiums for a living, I always get my girlfriend a small little gift each time I go to one of these team stores. But this time around, it was a little bit different. It wasn't just me in the stadium, but Kenzie was with me this time. And even though she was standing right next to me in there, I had to make sure I got her a little gift. And these moments are just so special, and little mementos from experiences like this are things I want to look back on for years from now to remember all the good times. And as a kid, every time I went to sporting events, I used to collect those tickets and I would always put them into this 2010 Phillies NLCS collectible cup. But ever since tickets became digital, I was kind of bummed because I wasn't able to add tickets to this, and it kind of disappointed me. And then I found out about AC Memento. This is my new favorite way to document and eventually look back on all the games that I've been to, and it's free. And honestly, I think everyone should do this. Just think about how cool it would be to look back when you're like 50 years old at all the sports games you've been to. If you don't want to lose your sports memories forever, download AC Memento via the link in the description and follow me at Justin Lusner to see which sports games I've been to and which ones I'm going to next. Also, if you follow me, I might just follow back. Once we got done in the team store, we got some Dippin' Dots, some free t-shirts, and even tried Bojangles for the first time. But still, no sign of Sir Purr. The game was sort of a blowout, so people were clearing out of their seats as the fourth quarter started up, and this is when I knew I had a chance to sneak all the way down and find him. So we snuck down to the little front row of the stadium, and we found these Panthers hype squad members.
I gotta yell at these guys. Once they turn around, it's over. When I jump out of the seat, it gets their attention.
Yeah, I was literally screaming to get their attention and finally did, but they still had no idea where Sir Purr was. That makes no sense. Usually the mascots are always with these little hype squad members. How did they not know where he was? That's crazy. Yeah, I was starting to get desperate at this point.
There's 11 minutes left. Where is Sir Purr? I don't see him. This is like a horrible mascot performance. Where is he?
We've been at this game for 3 whole quarters and still haven't seen any sign of Sir Purr. And then a miracle happened.
Yo, we found him. He's right there. He's taking pictures. Oh my gosh. I found him. He's right there.
And could you believe it? We even got a selfie with him. Just kidding. It was the Jumbotron. Still counts, right? Gosh, this is so hard.
He was literally right there.
But I don't know what happened. He just ran away.
All right, the game just ended. We're going on the other corner where the tunnels are. The game is over. Everyone's leaving right now. Dude, this is bad. Well, he wasn't there. We looked around. My phone's about to die. That's why we weren't really filming. But hey, there's always this mascot. Am I right? That's okay, because we got one more game tomorrow that we still gotta make, and there's a mascot there. Also, we got the Jumbotron picture. That counts, right? Guys, we're on our way out of the stadium. Look what we found. There's a phone number on it too. We have to make that happen.
We even found Sir Purr's truck outside of the stadium post-game and waited there for like 20 minutes to see if he would take it for a ride home, and he still never showed up. Man, listen, I'm an honest man. I'm not gonna clickbait and say we didn't fail this challenge, because we did. And if there's any lesson to learn from this failure, it's to never doubt the security at sporting events, because they know their stuff. I'm sure they've seen it all, man. If that security lady who told me I wouldn't get a selfie with Sir Purr is watching this, just know that I'll take the L on this one. You were right. But despite our failure, we were still alive in our challenge of going to 6 games in 100 hours. And the final game on our list was the Boston Celtics versus Charlotte Hornets game at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, this parking was much easier than the parking at the Panthers Stadium, and we were even early to the game for once. And being early allowed us to spend a lot of time checking out all the cool architecture outside the stadium.
Buzz City is such a name.
And we even got a look inside the Hornets practice facility. First order of business here was to head to the Dr. Pepper Pavilion, which is located on the 200 level, and apparently where Hugo, the Charlotte Hornets mascot, spends a lot of his time hyping up the fans. And on our way up, we found a Celtics fan in this sick Sour Patch Kids themed Jaylen Brown jersey, which is just so iconic.
I know who made that jersey. That's so sick. Yes. Shout out S Relics. Use code Justin for $20 off. It's one of our sponsors. I'm
Because this is actually a jersey made by my good friend. His name is Mikey. He runs this company called S Relics, who's actually worked with them in the past. And if you want a sick jersey like this, you can even use code Justin at checkout for 20% off. This is not even a partnership or a brand deal. I just love this kid so much, and he gave me a discount code. We were also very, very hungry, and it's tough to pass up on Chick-fil-A when you see one inside a stadium. So we got up to the 200 level, and might I say, this pavilion felt like one big party inside of an NBA stadium. However, I didn't even really care. All this was crazy, but I was only focused on one thing, and that was where I could find Hugo the Hornet. And we finally found him, but he was all the way down on the court.
We found him. We haven't seen him in like a month.
And if you thought I was giving up hope just because of that, you're wrong. I literally sprinted throughout the stadium and down the stairs to get as far down as I could until I ran into a security guard. And it was looking like a blowout win for the Celtics when we first got down there, and there was no sign of Hugo. But I knew if the Hornets managed to make this game at least a close one, that he would come right back out. And thankfully, for some reason, the Hornets started to come back, and this turned into one of the craziest NBA games I've ever seen in person.
I told you. If they made it a close game, he would come out. And there he is.
When the game got close, Hugo finally came back out and started to cheer on the squad.
There's 1 minute left in the game. This is our last chance.
I knew it was now or never and climbed over just about everyone possible just to get next to Hugo.
It's right there.
I was probably the only guy in the arena focused on anything other than the game at this point. People probably looked at me like I was nuts as a grown man trying to get a selfie with a mascot in a tie game with 1 minute left. But hey, hopefully my fellow mascot enthusiasts out there understand. And with 8 seconds left, LaMelo Ball hit this crazy floater to make it a 1-point game. The energy from this crowd was absolutely electric. By far the craziest crowd of this video. And right as I thought this game was about to end and I may have came this far just to fail, we freaking did it.
Yes! 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 We did it with 1 second to go. IRL buzzer beater.
And the coolest part about this was that this game actually ended up going to overtime. And my dream of becoming a mascot's best friend had finally come true. After the selfie, Hugo was constantly waving and high-fiving me the rest of this game since I was one of the only people wearing a Hornets jersey and we were surrounded by a lot of Celtics fans. Man, this was a dream come true and in my mind made up for the fact that we did not get a selfie with Sir Purr. But hey, it's not about how you go down, it's about how you bounce back up. And now, I know this video wasn't necessarily a complete success, but I got to spend time with the ones that I love the most. When I'm at college at Penn State, I rarely ever get to see my dad who lives in a completely different state and my girlfriend who lives all the way across the country. But this video gave us a reason to reunite for a fun 100 hours. They bring people together. And so for that, thank you so much to AC Memento for making this video possible. And thanks for watching this video and giving me a reason to do this, guys. And by the way, YouTube thinks you'll like this next video on the screen, so feel free to spend some more time with me. I'd love to see you there.